I discussed my abortions earlier in our first group in New York called New York Radical Women. That was the first group. And Kathy Sarachild, well, she was Kathy Amatnik then, was sort of the leader, or a leader. And she'd say, let's go around the room. Okay, we'll go around the room. And she said, well, when you have a boy, when you are pregnant, when you are ready to have a baby, do you want a boy or a girl? I thought, that's really namby-pamby. And they started to go around the room, but they didn't get very far because a woman named Peggy Dobbins, whom I'm back in touch with, said, Kathy, we've discussed this several times. The last time you brought up this stupid question, I told you I had a baby, I had a boy, and I had to give him up because I couldn't find an abortionist. And then people are, now talking about abortion. I don't know. Another woman talks about her therapeutic abortion, which her parents had to find 2 doctors to agree that she was too mentally unstable to have a child. And that's how she got a legal abortion in New York. And she said, that's going to follow me for the rest of my life, that I was too unstable to have a child. And that's not what it was about. So they're going around and they're coming to me, and my normal competitiveness kicked in. I didn't know it would. And I said, I've had 3 illegal abortions. And I never told anybody, except those who needed to know, that I was going to go to, and the first one was in Cuba. I'd gone down to see the revolution, but I had an abortion. And then 2 in Puerto Rico, same doctor. And as I'm starting to tell this story, I'm starting to cry too. And a good friend of mine was there. We had been in Mississippi together. And I said, Jan, I never told you. You were my best friend. I never told you. So I realized at that moment that this women's movement was going to go places, that we were talking about stuff that was called personal. It had never been articulated out loud before. So then, within a year or so, the Red Stockings women had their abortion speak out, and I was still